agriculture. And at that time, I guess that maybe I didn't believe that, but after farming for almost 40 years now, yeah, it's true. That is how we determine what crops are going to be grown, in a lot of cases what the price of those crops are going to be, where those crops are marketed in some cases. So all of this has an effect on agriculture, and I would have to go a long ways to find a more esteemed panel than what I have here today to talk about agricultural policy, and especially as we enter into a time when we're going to be talking about a new farm bill for the country. And just today I read that since we haven't enacted a new farm bill, the Secretary of Agriculture had to put out a statement today that we wouldn't have quotas on wheat this year. Well, it's been a long time, John Cooper, since we had quotas on any of these crops, but you know, it reverts back to the 1938 Farm Bill if we don't have a current farm bill, which included quotas and also price supports. And if we went back today to that farm bill with the price supports that are out there, we probably couldn't afford to eat with the inflation and everything that's figured into it. So that's the reason this new farm bill is so important, and we're talking about that at the congressional level right now. There's some thought that maybe we'll get a farm bill by the end of the year. Most people say I doubt it. It'll probably be 2013. And that's going to offer a unique opportunity for me. I will become the president of the National Association of Departments of Agriculture this September. So if it's a 2013 farm bill, then I'm going to be in the middle of the discussions along with the farm groups, but representing all the departments of agriculture in the country. And it's going to be a unique opportunity for North Carolina that we haven't had in quite some time. So it's not only an honor, but an opportunity for the state to be able to be in that position. We have a wide variance in the degree of the panelists' diversity today, and I'm going to start over here and just briefly introduce each one of them. Then I'm going to call on them, and I'll tell you more about them as I introduce them individually. We have Peter Daniels, Special Assistant to the President of the North Carolina Farm Bureau. We have John Cooper, who has got many titles, but he is recently working with the Sweet Potato Association in a lobbying capacity, working in agricultural policy. I have Gary Gay sitting next to me, who directs our food division in the Department of Agriculture, and he actually delivers all of the USDA and Department of Defense food to school cafeterias and to the food banks across North Carolina. And then come two people that directly impact policy in the state of North Carolina. We've got Senator Brent Jackson sitting next to me here, who is a very powerful senator as far as agriculture is concerned, and I'll go more into that. And Efren Sager, who's on the House side, who is also a chair that directly impacts agriculture. So these are the folks here that will, you know, they're going to be players in farm policy and state policy. So I think it's an excellent opportunity for you to hear firsthand today and participate in this discussion about agricultural policy. So I think the way I'm going to start this out is I'm going to start on the left down here with Pete on my right, Peter Daniels, and he is no stranger to the Wolfpack campus either. He's a 76 graduate of NC State University. He has a degree in business management, and this is something unique. Peter graduated and began public service with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture, where he served as Director of Purchasing, a Special Assistant to the Commissioner, and Assistant Deputy Commissioner during his 20 years with the department. He joined Farm Bureau in 1997 and serving as the National Legislative Director, and 2 years later he was promoted to his new position of Assistant to the President, and this is the position he currently holds. And agriculture has been the central focus for Peter throughout his career, and he serves on a number of related boards and commissions, among them as Board Advisor for the Ag Advancement Consortium at the Rural Center, USDA Advisory Committee on Agricultural Statistics, the LL Polk House Foundation Board, and he's the past president of the NC State Cows Alumni Association. And I've got to tell one little tale on Peter, that he's heard this over and over again, but it's kind of funny. One of his duties when he was with the department was driving former Commissioner of Agriculture Jim Graham, who was an icon here for 36 years. One day, Peter was driving a relatively new Crown Vic and had the commissioner in there with him. And if you remember, the commissioner's trademark was his cowboy hat, but he also had a cigar in his mouth all the time. Well, Peter had a little bump up, and the airbag deployed on the Crown Vic. And as of today, nobody has ever found Commissioner Graham's cigar.
It's an urban legend. Yes.
Peter, we don't know what happened to the cigar, but it was your fault.
It was just a little bump up. I barely touched the front of the rear bumper of the car in front of us, and you would have thought World War III went off because all the airbags deployed. But there was this beautiful round burn mark in the airbag on the passenger side where it hit a cigar, and they never did find the cigar.